So here we are. We're in DaVinci Resolve. We are going through this plugin by Dehancer, and what it is, there are various film profiles. And at the beginning of this video, this introduction of the video, I showed a couple of those samples, and all of those samples were drag and drop. There was no alteration. The only thing, all of that footage was on Sony S-Log, so that was converted to Rec 709, and then the Dehancer plugin on top, nothing else. So it can be used like that. I don't think you're not going to get as much benefit just by dragging and dropping. Definitely helps artists get some inspiration, get some creative ideas, and that also works on footage that's not 10-bit. I'm going to be talking through on the DaVinci Resolve platform. It also works with Premiere Pro, Final Cut, After Effects, and a few others. So it covers the main ones. Those intro clips were S-Log 10-bit. I'll show you here some of these options. Obviously there's so many options within the plugin. So here's a piece of footage, nothing on it. This is DGI, no color correction. It's just as it came out from the camera. Dehancer Pro, okay, and just slap it right on top. Automatically, the default film profile is the Kodak Vision 3 250D, and you can see that's with it on, with it off, on and off. And you can just hit this drop down, and there's many different profiles on here, and it's a good starting point. You know, if you need some inspiration, you're not sure what kind of look you want to give your footage, by going through these, dropping these on here can be quite easy. However, I mean, to get the full benefit of this plugin, you'd want to do some color grading before, or some white balance correction or exposure correction, and then add the Dehancer. Let me take you to another piece of footage. This is again S-Log. So if you're like in a quick hurry and just want to get this done, I would add 3 nodes: color space transform on the first one, a color space transform on the last one. Let's just label these so we know what we're doing. Again, this is not a tutorial, just a quick overview. What I like about it. At the end, I'll also mention some things that I don't like about it. This is Sony S Gamut, S-Log 3, okay, DaVinci Wide Gamut, and DaVinci Intermediate, and then here DaVinci Intermediate, DaVinci Wide Gamut, DaVinci Intermediate, then Rec 709, Rec 709A. So now it's moved from S-Log into a 709, and in between we added this third so we can put our Dehancer on it. You know, again, this is just like a quick way, and you just drop that, and automatically, you know, that this is the plugin. This is not how I would necessarily do my work. I have my own workflow tree, and I'll show you that in a sec. First of all, you'd have to change the source, because we're actually in DaVinci Wide Gamut Intermediate. So you can do a lot from, it's quite a powerful, and then again, you can go through your different film profiles and play around with these, see something that you like. Okay, and then you can also choose your print. It's by default is under linear. You can go for the sought after Kodak 2383 print, and within this node you can do a lot of adjustments. Adjust your exposure, right? Let's say you wanted to bring out maybe a bit more of this ocean. It's looking, bring down your black point here a little bit, and that kind of bring out a brightness to those dark parts. Or with the white point, you can mute that a little bit more if you want. And then let's say you wanted to add more color to this film. Under Film Developer, you would enable this, toggle that on, and you have one here, the slider called Color Boost, and you can make that really pop if that's the look you're going for. I mean, I'm not gonna go through all of these parameters. There's so many, but I'll highlight the ones I really like. The ones that is the film grain. There's quite a few different film grains here, and then once you pick the particular film grain, you can adjust the amount of it. You can always hit this wheel to go back to the default halation, which is not enabled by default, so you have to enable that. And again, there's quite a few profiles here, and I also really like the film damage. At first glance, it doesn't seem there's like a whole lot of options. If you go custom, you can really get in there and fine-tune it. The regular node, the film damage plugin, it's similar, but it has a lot more options. It also looks right off the bat, it looks too fake, where this one is a little bit more acceptable. And again, you can use the slider to add more or reduce. So I do like the 65. It's subtle. I feel like it's enough. And again, you could always tone it down. So you see these pop-ups there of the film damage. Color space transform in. Do all your work here on the Dehancer, and then color space transform out, and you're done. Now, I have my own workflow, and I'll introduce you to that. Let's just do it. Here we go. I have a workflow, and I save it under a power grade. And right now, this is the one here, the Dehancer workflow. So every time I right click and I apply the grade, it applies my node tree to this. So here's the color space transform, a few more nodes with a few more adjustments if needed, and then color space transform out, and two others. Again, these are not active. There's nothing on them, but in case wanted to add something. So you can still do all of your like exposure corrections. Image is a little dark, right? You can bring those up. You can look at your scopes, that popping up, not too much, because then it gets kind of flat. But then you can bring that down if you want to adjust your contrast, brighten up, darken it down, add more saturation or reduce saturation, reduce, add, and this is all before you can do all of these changes, before the Dehancer. So once you get to the Dehancer, then you can click that on. You have to change this. This is by default, it goes to Rec 709 since I'm working in DaVinci Wide Gamut. And then here's the Kodak Vision plugin on top of that. This is the Kodak Porta. It's the Fuji Color C200. You see that's giving it a lot warm, kind of a pinkish tone. And you can use the tint compensation here, or you can go behind and use your tint. Say it all depends on the look, but so there are so many parameters in here. It's a great plugin. Now I do have a discount code if you like for 10% off. It's in the description box below. I'll probably put it on screen as well. They have a 1-year subscription, and they have like a lifetime, so it's like a once and done. Now they did let me have this trial for 30 days, so I've been doing some of my videos with it, some videos on some other YouTube channels with this, and I really like it. It helps to go through the different film profiles and just get some inspiration for a look. Not that everything is always the same. I think that's what I like the most about it. After doing all your editing and then looking for like some sort of look, when you go to color correct. But this is normally how I would use it. The things that I like is that you can correct a lot, you can adjust a lot, right? Just within the Dehancer plugin. Like you wouldn't need to do a whole big tree if that's not what you're used to. Do something smaller like this. If you're not on 10-bit footage, you're just on regular 8-bit, you can do everything right within it, right within the plugin itself. So let's see, something like this. This is just 8-bit footage. Let's enable this, get a little bit more, I think maybe a little darker. Yeah, get a little mood. Let's see, the film grain, it's already on there. Some film damage. Okay. One of the negative things, probably agree, is that, you know, the render times of these. I had one, I don't know if it was specific to that video, but I had like a 16-minute video that took about 4 hours. I mean, it was all log footage, you know, 4K. I have a decent machine, the RTX 4080. I mean, that's just to give you an idea. I guess if you go for the 1 year, you'd probably, you know, you'll have to renew that. You can buy it straight out, you know, and not have a subscription. Obviously, if you want to get these looks within Resolve, you probably can. It's going to take a lot more. You can just put on the plugin and you get the look that you're looking for. It's pretty easy, pretty dope. You know, whatever workflow you have in terms of your color correcting, you know, that's another positive point here. You know, whatever setup you have, whatever tree you have, you can just add this to give it one more look. Okay, well, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you got something out of this video. If so, give me a thumbs up, please, and we'll see you on the next video. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.